Part 4, the execution, power, leverage, and freedom. Chapter 10, the willingness to lose, the lost leader. You are currently a hostage. I don't care if you think you are happily married or madly in love. If you're afraid that she might leave you, if the thought of her walking out the door makes your chest tight and your palms sweat, you are not a boyfriend and you are not a husband. You are a hostage. And she is the terrorist. Listen to me, you goofy motherfucker. You cannot negotiate with a terrorist if you are afraid of the bomb going off. The moment the terrorist knows you will do anything to save the hostages, they own you. They will ask for a helicopter, $1 million, and your balls on a silver platter. And you will give it to them thinking, at least I'm still alive. But you're not alive. You're just existing in a state of panic management. This chapter is about the most terrifying and essential concept in the entire male existence, the willingness to lose. In business, a loss leader is a product sold at a loss to attract customers. You take a hit on the milk so you can sell the rest of the groceries. In relationships, the loss leader is your willingness to lose the relationship itself, to take that L in order to save your dignity, your manhood, and ultimately the relationship itself. You have to be willing to burn the ship to save the captain. Because if the captain survives, he can build another ship. But if the captain drowns trying to save a rotting vessel, everything is lost. 10.1, the ultimate source of negotiating leverage. Let's talk about buying a car. If you walk onto a used car lot and you see a 1998 Honda Civic and you start drooling, you tell the salesman, oh my God, this is a car, my dreams, I need this car, I would die without this car. What does the salesman do? Does he give you a discount? No, stupid. He raises the price. He knows he has you. He knows you are emotionally compromised. He can charge you double, and you will pay it because you have signaled that you cannot walk away. Now, imagine you walk onto that same lot. You look at the car. You kick the tires. You say, it's all right, but I don't need it. I have a perfectly good bike at home. I might buy it if the price is right, but if not, I'm going to go get a sandwich. Suddenly, the salesman's chasing you. Wait, let's talk numbers. I could draw on free formats. Whoever cares less wins. That is the brutal, unromantic truth of all human interaction. In your relationship, you have zero leverage because you care too much about the outcome of staying together. You have made keeping her the primary mission of your life, superseding your own happiness. She knows this. She smells it on you like cheap cologne. She knows that if she acts crazy, you will apologize to keep the peace. She knows that if she withholds sex, you will do extra chores to earn it back. She knows that if she threatens to leave, you will beg. You have handed her the keys to the kingdom because you are afraid of the silence that comes when she leaves. To get leverage, you must understand the happiness trickle-down theory. Your happiness is the product. Her presence is the accessory. If the accessory starts scratching the product, you get rid of the accessory. You have to look at her and think, I love you. You're great. But if you are going to make my life miserable, I would rather be alone. This isn't about being mean. It is about being righteous. It is about establishing a standard. I am a happy man. You are welcome to join me in my happiness. But you are not allowed to come in here and take a dump on my living room floor just because you're in a bad mood. The moment you are truly willing to say, there is the door, is the moment she stops looking for the door. Why? Because women want a man who cannot be manipulated. If she can control you with the threat of leaving, she knows you are weak. And she cannot respect the weak man. 10.2, overcoming the fear of loneliness and scarcity. Why are you so scared to lose her? Look at you. You're terrified. You think she is the last bottle of water in the desert. You think she is the only woman who will ever tolerate your jokes or touch your penis or know how you like your coffee. This is the scarcity mindset. And there's a lie that society tells you to keep you domesticated. You act like you hit the lottery. Oh, I found one. I found a girl. Listen, stupid. There are billions of women on this planet. They are making new ones every day. If you are a man who has his act together, if you have a job, a sense of humor, and basic hygiene, you are a catch. You are the prize. You need to operate like a corporation. You are you, Inc. You have a CEO. You have a mission statement. Your happiness. And you have a human resources department. Right now, your HR department is closed. You have one employee, your girl, and she is showing up late, stealing office supplies, and setting fires in the break room. And you won't fire her because you think, but it's so hard to find good help. You need to reopen the HR department. I'm not telling you to cheat. I'm telling you to understand that you could. You need to walk through the world knowing that if this employee quits or gets fired, the company will not go bankrupt. You would just interview new candidates. But Patrice, I love her. I know you do. But you cannot love her correctly if you are her slave. You are loving her from a position of fear, not a position of power. You have to conquer the fear of loneliness. Loneliness is just you being by yourself and hating your own company. If you hate being alone, that means you are boring. Fix yourself. Get a hobby. Read a book. Build something. When you enjoy your own company, you become dangerous. You become a man who says, I am having a great time by myself. If you want to come over and add to this good time, great. If you come over and subtract from it, you have to leave. Women can feel this when they know you have a bench, that there are other women out there who would love to take her spot. They step their game up. It's competition. Women are competitive creatures. If she thinks she is the only option you have, she gets lazy. She wears sweatpants. She stops laughing and chokes. But she knows that you are a high value man with options. She thinks, I better act right, or he's going to trade me in for a newer model. This isn't cruelty. It's the free market. 10.3, walking away, the only real power move. There was a movie called War Games. In it, a supercomputer plays tic-tac-toe against itself and realizes it can never win. It says the only winning move is not to play. This is the ultimate secret to female nature. When the drama starts, when the manipulation begins, when the disrespect happens, you do not fight, you do not argue, you do not beg. You walk away. I call this taking the L. You have to be willing to take a loss. You have to be willing to lose the night, lose the sex, lose the weekend, and yes, potentially lose the girl. Here's the scenario. She says, I don't want you going to watch the game with your friends. If you go, I'm going to be mad. The nice guy negotiates. Baby, please, I never go out. The weak guy submits. Okay, I'll stay. The man takes the L. Okay, you're going to be mad. I'm going to go watch the game. I'll see you later. He walks out. He risks coming home to a locked door. He risks coming home to a breakup speech. He risks silence and cold shoulders for a week. But here is what happens. He keeps his balls. When you walk away, you force her to sit in her own emotional stew. You remove yourself as the target. If you stay and argue, you are giving her fuel. You are validating her craziness. When you leave, she is just a crazy person screaming at a wall. Eventually, she realizes that her tactics don't work. She realizes that her emotional terrorism cannot penetrate your frame. But you have to mean it. You cannot fake the walk away. You can't walk out the door and then stand on the porch waiting for her to text you. You have to be willing to go. You have to be willing to say, this relationship is no longer serving my happiness, therefore it is over. It is the most terrifying thing you will ever do. It feels like jumping off a cliff. But here is the paradox. The moment you are truly willing to leave is the moment she will fight to make you stay. She will see that you value your self-respect more than her pussy. And that is the most attractive quality a man can possess. A man who needs pussy is a beggar. A man who needs pussy is a king. Stop being afraid of the end. If the relationship ends because you stood up for yourself, it was a bad relationship, let it die. Mourn it. And then go find a woman who respects a man with a spine. But usually it won't die. It will transform. She will look at you with wide eyes and think, who is this man? That is the man she wants to fuck. That is the man she wants to follow. Be that man or be a hostage. The choice is yours.